What is going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadski and I'm back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. And in today's video, guys, I'm going to be breaking down how to beat Coliseum Sadie and all of her 5 stages of the Chaos difficulty version. I did make a video on how to beat all of the stages of Kids Coliseum, make sure to go check it out on the channel. I won't be making a underground or exhibition difficulty of the Doberman Coliseum. He is not a Chaos difficulty one, but I will be making a video when he actually comes out of me beating it. But overall, Doberman's actually pretty easy, but in this video, guys, we're going to be focusing on Sadie and all of her first 5 stages of the Chaos difficulty Coliseum. So without further ado, guys, let's get straight into the video. So moving on to the actual breakdown of this unit herself, we have the Chief Guard Sadie-chan. Now she is a 5-star character that does evolve from the droppable 4-star character, and she is a quick striker free spirit character, and a max level at level 99. She has 1902 HP, 912 attack, and 357 recovery. So her HP and attack are a little lacking, and her recovery is actually really good. Now let's move on to her cost. She has 30 cost and 3 socket spots, which is actually really nice. Now her captain ability will boost the attack of powerhouse characters by 2.5 times. Now you might think just by looking at that is actually pretty good, and it is pretty decent. The thing is, Sadie herself isn't a powerhouse character, which is the craziest thing about this. So she'll boost powerhouse characters, sure, but she doesn't boost herself, which is a little lacking. I didn't think that would be, you know, an actual thing that many characters would actually do. There are some characters that boost a specific class, and they aren't even that class to begin with, and they don't get a boost, and Sadie-chan falls into that category. It is a little bit unfortunate that that is the case. It means that, you know, you're not going to be doing as much damage, but, you know, overall, it still is a pretty decent captain effect. It is a 2.5 lead. Unfortunately, herself, she is not that specific class, but her special ability, which starts at 22 turns and will max at 12 turns, deals 15 times her attack to one enemy in quick damage, so that's pretty okay, and then boosts the attack against enemies with reduced defenses by 1.3 times for 3 turns. So that is actually a pretty good ability. Conditional boosts are always really strong. You got characters like Monet who will give you a conditional boost and also set the condition as well. Any character that does that, I think she's like the only character that actually does that. Those characters are amazing. All conditional boosts are really good because they stack with orb boost and type boost, so they're really strong in One Piece Treasure Cruise. So now let's go ahead and start breaking down all of the 5 fights against Sadie-chan. So, first one here is against Shu, who is from the Buster Call, and this guy here has 1.91 million HP, so close to 2 million, and an attack power of 4,028, and he'll attack you every single turn on a 1-turn cooldown. Now this guy here has a preemptive attack that will make slashers get their attack reduced significantly for 98 turns, and also apply a debuff protector for 3 turns. So for the first 3 turns you cannot poison him, make his defense get lowered, you cannot delay him, so you know, any characters that really delay probably isn't really recommended. And obviously it says slasher types down, so you cannot have any slashers, or you can bring them, but they're not going to be doing that much damage against Shu because of that specific debuff that he does, and he actually did that same sort of debuff in the Buster Call raid boss as well. Now on turn 1 he'll change your crew slots to tandem or negative orbs, so if you don't kill him off in that first turn, he will go ahead and actually do that, and then on turn 2 he'll randomly chain a unit for 6 turns, and he'll just go and keep going back and forth between this, either changing your crew slots or randomly chaining a unit every for 6 turns, and he will attack you every single turn. So it is a little bit difficult. Definitely want to try and kill him off before that second turn, otherwise getting a random unit chained for 6 turns, which does include your captains, is quite difficult to actually try and beat this guy. Definitely try and bring something that does AoE damage, such as the 1000 Sunny special, or just anyone else that does a lot of damage to all enemies, so you can try and take down all of the surrounding marine characters, and then you can focus all of your attacks on Shu himself. So now let's move on to the second fight against Wands. Now this guy here has 3 million HP and an attack power of 12,040, and he'll attack you every 3 turns. Now he does have a preemptive attack that will apply a large defensive buff, and also Sight and Quick characters will have their specials sealed for 9 turns. So definitely do not bring any Sight or Quick characters that you actually might need, like ones that I heard that were quite useful against Wands, that were going to be useful against Wands. Well, obviously Golden Pound Usopp because he delays for 3 turns, and also Jozu because he can negate you know, any dex damage. So any of those guys, even Strongword Usopp, who does delay for 3 turns as well, his special is also going to be sealed for 9 turns. So you do have to be careful about your team composition for this specific fight. Now he doesn't actually do that much other than that. You know, when his HP falls below 50% though, he will despair your captains for 5 turns and berserk, which means that he will start attacking you every single turn after his HP falls below 50%. And even if you do have max sockets, you still are going to be despaired for at least 2 turns with that specific, Captain Despair that he applies to your team. So overall, he's actually pretty difficult because of that really large defensive buff that he puts on himself. Makes him really, really hard to take down. Plus, he does have a lot of HP. 3 billion is quite a lot, so definitely bringing a really powerful strength team might be the way to go, or as you can see on the image, Mihawk can also be brought because he can just cut down the HP of this guy really, really easily. Going to cut down at least approximately half HP with the double Mihawk special. That might be the best way to go in trying to take down ones on fight number 2. Moving on to fight number 3, it is against Shanks. Now, Shanks here has 6.21 million HP. That is, I think it's the most ever on global thus far for any boss. I think that is the most. 6 million HP and an attack power of 4010, and he'll attack you every 2 turns. Now, the first turn, he will remove all positive buffs from your crew and randomly shuffle your orbs. Now, he does that, I'm pretty sure he does that every single odd turn. So every turn 1, 3, 5, etc. And when he gets his chance to attack, which will be on every even turn, so 2, 4, 6, whatever, he will deal damage to you, but he actually adds damage to his 4000 attack, depending on how much HP he has. So the lower his HP, the more damage he's going to be dealing to you every 2 turns. Now, if you do make him fall under 20% HP, he will deal 13k damage to you, 13,200 damage, and seal all of your character specials for 1 turn. So definitely try and burst down that last 20% because you definitely do not want to be taking, 13,000 damage to your crew. This one's going to be a little bit tricky. Even if you do bring a double Mihawk, shave down half his HP, he's still got, like 3 million HP, which is crazy. I definitely recommend bringing a team that, potentially has like a lot of HP, I mean a lot of HP, between 30, 40,000, something like that, just to make sure that you're taking some hits, but also dealing a lot of damage to him. Like, this is a specific room where you might want to bring a really powerful legend team. If you guys have like Fujitora, Ace, Jinbei, those characters that give you lots and lots of health, as well as dealing a lot of damage output to the enemy as well. But overall, this is going to be a little bit tricky just because of the sheer amount of health that this guy has. But now let's move on to fight number 4. So for the 4th fight, you have to come up against Arlong. Now, Arlong here has 4.95 million HP and an attack power of 9,012, and he will attack you every single turn. Now, his preemptive attack will remove all positive buffs from your crew and then apply a 1.25 times orb boost to your crew. And I'm pretty sure that's for like 98 turns, so you pretty much don't really need to bring an orb booster because he's going to give you an orb boost. So that's going to be the tricky thing with this room. A 1.25 orb boost is constantly on. Now, even though it will boost your orbs slightly, it will still, boost the effectiveness of negative orbs as well. So you do have to take care in that. Now, this guy here has an ability when he falls below 50% HP, he will buff his attack and then he will berserk as well. So that's going to be really, really annoying. And also, when he falls below 20% HP, he will attack you for 99,999 damage. Now, the thing about this guy that is good is that you can actually go ahead and bring a turn delayer, which is probably going to be the best way in order to actually beat Arlong, honestly. Just delay him and then attack him, for, 3 to 4 turns with as much damage as you possibly can, trying to take down that last bit of health that he has. That would probably be the best way to go about it. Definitely bring a really strong quick team, probably bring a friend Marco or a friend Boa or a friend Thatch, just someone that has a lot of damage output for your quick characters. And characters like NL are going to be really, really strong because not only are you getting your a lot of HP back, but his special is so good, giving double damage to your quick characters for a single turn. That's going to be really, really strong against Arlong in fight number 4. Now, moving on to fight number 5 against boss Sadie. Now, before you actually fight Sadie, you do actually have to fight Arlong again, and he does the exact same things as what the previous Arlong I just showed you does. And, he just has lower health and a lower attack power, but essentially the exact same boss. Now, moving on to stage 5, though, against Sadie. She has approximately 2 million HP, and she has an attack power of 7,880, and she'll attack you every single turn on that 1 turn cooldown. But she is also surrounded by a lot of pyro pirate characters. So you definitely have to make sure you bring in more AoE stuff, otherwise, you know, you might want to try ahead and bring a turn delay. A turn delay is always going to be really, really good because you can just go ahead, delay them, and then take them out, you know, as much as you can. But the thing about this is that when she's by herself, when there are no other surrounding pirates and she's just by herself, what she'll do is she'll actually summon out Mino Koala, Manticore, and the Mino Rhinoceros. So you got to make sure that, you know, you do have the firepower to take that on. Otherwise, you can go ahead, delay the whole crew, the whole enemy crew, and then take out Sadie first, and then you can go ahead and target down the surrounding pirate characters. That is also a legitimate strategy that you guys could potentially bring as well. But highly recommend bringing, you know, something like the Thousand Sunny again. The Thousand Sunny is so good for Coliseums with a lot of bosses on the final stage. Although as the dungeons come out, you know, progressively, there's going to be a lot more harder dungeons come out where the Thousand Sunny is not going to be able to beat all of the characters on a single turn. So you'd have to be taking that into consideration as well. But definitely bringing, you know, a turn delay will be highly recommended for this final room. Now, Sadie herself, when you get her below 20%, she's going to deal 14k damage to you, so you do have to keep that in mind. Try and burst down that last 20%. But she does have, remember, she does have approximately 2 million HP, so she is going to be a little bit tough to take down because all of the previous bosses, you know, all of the previous, you know, boss chaos difficulty, like Hawkins and Arug and stuff like that, and Smoker, they all have around about 1.5 to 1.7, 1.8 million, but this is an extra 200,000, you know, or an extra 500,000 of that. It is quite difficult, Sadie. She's going to be quite difficult, but again, someone that's going to help a lot in this is Strongword Ace's special. His special is going to be so powerful, clearing out all the mobs and dealing a lot of damage to Sadie as well. And then in that following turn, where she summons Manticore and Mino Koala and Mino Rhinoceros, so you can use your second Strongword Ace special, and it will kill those guys off as well. So overall, Strongword Ace is going to be definitely probably the team to actually run against Sadie, but definitely there are so many other different teams that can do it, and I'll go into a team that you guys can build in the end of the video that will be able to beat Sadie in Stage 5 of the Chaos Difficulty Coliseum. So moving on to the notable drops that you guys can actually get from the Chaos Difficulty Sadie Coliseum. Obviously, with all of the Coliseums, you can get every single type of cotton candy. You can get HP up, attack up, recovery up, all types up, Forbidden Tomes as well. Everyone loves the Forbidden Tomes. Also, Skill Books of Sadie, and as I mentioned at the start of the video, she starts at 22 turns and will max at 12 turns, so you only need 10 skill ups. And you can also get Cola and Belly Bags. So this is the free-to-play HP under 30% team that I've recommended to you guys. Now, again, as I mentioned, you really want to bring the Thousand Sunny. If you guys have the Moby Dick, it will be kind of good, but the Thousand Sunny does help with clearing out the mobs on the final stage of Sadie. I'm not too sure if it'll actually kill them, but I know it's going to be doing a lot of damage to them that will aid in killing them. But this team utilizes an Arug, Coliseum Arug, and also the Whitebeard Friend Captain. Now, if you guys don't know what they do, when they're both under 30% HP, they boost your whole crew's attack. Now, Whitebeard is a little bit better, boosting everyone's attack by 3 times, and then Arug will do 2.5 times. So it won't be as good as double Whitebeard, but it's still going to be quite nice. Now, the subunits are going to be Hawkins and Mihawk in your middle row, and the reason why that is because Hawkins special will give the top row red, middle row green, which is your Mihawk and your Hawkins, and your bottom row are going to be getting blue orbs, so it's going to be really good for your NL. Now, the way that this team is actually constructed is you want to actually go ahead and use your Mihawk and your friend Whitebeard special on the Arlong stage, and then just try and kill him off as quickly as you can. And then you can go ahead and meet Sadie, and you really want to use your Hawkins on the Sadie level because it's going to give you pretty much full matching orbs aside from Usopp, and you're also going to go ahead and use Usopp on the final stage as well. That'll help with clearing that stage out. And yeah, you got the Thousand Sunny as well, which will help clear out that final stage as well. You can use the NL special to give you a lot of boost. You can use it potentially on the final stage, or the second last stage against Arlong if you do need a little bit more damage output. I think that you might actually need to use it on that final stage. But then when you reach the final stage against Sadie, you can actually go ahead and use your Arug special as well, which will give himself a really big boost, especially when you're under 30%, and that'll aid in killing off either the mobs or Sadie herself. So that is going to conclude yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video, and if you guys have enjoyed it, make sure to smack the like button down below. And if you want to stay up to date with all of the content that I post on my channel, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But on that, guys, I will see you guys within the next video.